Good Monday Matters. I hope you had a wonderful Sabbath, a great 4th of July, and enjoying a new week and all that God has in store for you. My name is Mike Courtney, and this is Monday Matters. I have been away for a month, not away from the world, almost away from the world, but away from Monday Matters. About a month ago, I had the privilege of speaking for a 3-day retreat for the American Comedy Association in Indianapolis. It was a wonderful time, great group of people. Came back from that and immediately the next day spoke at a church in the Nashville area. And by the time I got home that Sunday evening, 1 month ago, I was done. I was sick and fried and just got worse and worse. And by Thursday morning, I was at the emergency room and I was diagnosed with pneumonia. The young lady said, "You have walking pneumonia. There's no such thing as walking pneumonia. That's just what we call it when we decide not to put you in the hospital." But for 3 weeks, I was so sick. Now, listen, let me say, on the grand scheme of things, I know that this is not that big a deal. My friend Chuck has been battling cancer for years, and he's so courageous and so heroic in doing that. My friend Lori is in the hospital right now battling major heart issues, and she's a hero in doing that. So there are things so much worse than this, I know, but I was pretty sick. And it also, when you reach a certain age where you hear the word pneumonia and you think, oh, this could be a big deal. So for 3.5 weeks, I have been recovering slowly. By Saturday, I felt pretty good. Yesterday felt really good. And then today on Monday, finally feel almost well for the first time in a long, long time. So that's where I've been, and thanks for your prayers and funny comments and all those things. I'm grateful. It did cause me to refocus, rebalance some things, and so that's what I wanted to do Monday Matters about today. There are 4 things that have kind of rearranged themselves in terms of priority and balance in my life. And by the way, these are things that always should be rearranging themselves in terms of priority and balance. It just so happens that this event and this thought that, I'm pretty healthy. I play tennis regularly. I play tennis with guys that say, man, you don't look your age. You move great for your age, all this stuff. It doesn't matter. You're one diagnosis away, or one accident away, or one fall away from life dramatically changing. And so this just helped me to put these things in perspective. And I want to share these things with you Monday Matter and kind of really talk a little bit about how life moves forward from this. These are the 4 things. These are the 4 areas that God has kind of convicted me and worked on me to prioritize and to find better balance in. The first one is rest. We are called to be people of rest. God created the world in 6 days, and he said on the 7th day, rest. And then he did it, and I want you to do that. Because when you rest, you're like me. You're participating in what it means to be like me. And most of us are not good at that. And I have not been good at that. And so to prioritize that, to change my schedule a little bit, I'm frankly reducing counseling hours, reducing speaking engagements, and just kind of cutting back some so that I rest better. I have a friend that I play tennis with who says, at our age, your health is a full-time job. And it really is. I need to take a couple of hours every day, 2 or 3 hours every day, focusing on my own health. And by rest, I don't mean sleeping. I mean exercising and that kind of thing. So that's been a top priority for me, to rearrange and to balance rest in my life. The second is this, to balance relationships in my life. I'll be honest, when you kind of get pretty sick and you start thinking about, who does this matter to, and who really matters to me, and all of those things. Here's kind of an observation that I made. The people who are usually the loudest in your life are most of the time not the most important. The people who are the most important, they don't demand your time. They're not constantly after you to do something and they quietly sit by the wayside and hope that you remember them and hope that you connect with them. And quite honestly, I've got 2 or 3 friends. My friend Maury Davis, he's a great man, a great friend. And I just have not connected with him much. He knows I'm his friend. I know he's friend. Those are some of the relationships I want to rebalance, to get better. Those people that are really important, that really matter. First and foremost, my children, my grandchildren, my sister. She's going to be shocked that I would say such a thing. But to reprioritize the relationships and to recognize that the people who ask the most of you are usually the ones who are the least interested in a real profound relationship. And so reprioritizing relationships. Here's number 3, righteousness. I read a quote from, I think it was Wesley, I'm not sure. Someone said, I think it was to John Wesley, said, Mr. Wesley, have you been filled with the Spirit? And he said, yes, but I leak. I feel like I've been filled with the Spirit, but I also know that I leak. And I need to do a better job of maintaining righteousness, of staying close to God, of making sure my devotional life is right, of practicing humility, of being truthful and transparent, and all of those things that go along with righteousness. And so that's moved high on the priority list for me. Whatever seasons I have left, whatever chapters I have left, to balance and reprioritize righteousness. So rest, relationships, righteousness. And here's the last thing, a rigorous commitment to the kingdom. Listen, I can get so busy and do so much stuff. And most of the time, it's not stuff that matters. It's not kingdom stuff. And so I made a commitment to get back to kingdom stuff, to the stuff that really matters, to the stuff that makes a difference for the kingdom. That doesn't mean I'm not going to play tennis and not going to hang out with friends and not going to do stuff like that. But doing the kingdom work is going to be high on that list. My father-in-law used to pray all the time, only one life will soon be passed, only what's done for Christ will last. So, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be among the living. I'm glad that God has healed me and looking forward to the days ahead. I hope you see some changes. I hope you see me a little more restful, a little more committed to deep relationships, more righteous in my living, and with a greater commitment to kingdom stuff, a rigorous commitment to the kingdom stuff. Well, that's Monday Matters for today. I'll talk in the days ahead about what that looks like. One of the things that I did is through this time, went through the Bible and wrote down what are the 15 immutable truths for me that I want to organize my life around. And so I'm looking forward to sharing those in the days ahead. I want to write more. I will say this comedy convention that I went to, actually, I think a book came out of that for me. I want to talk about life behind the curtain and maybe write a book about that. But God bless you. Thanks for being a part of my life. Thanks for being in a relationship for me, for helping me to be righteous, for all those things. I will post this on Facebook and Instagram, wherever it is I posted. I forgot. Oh, the Branches blog website. I would ask you to go to those places and sign up, subscribe, like, share, all those things. That helps me to have a rigorous commitment to kingdom stuff. And then I'll post something every day on Instagram and Facebook about this. God bless you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next week.